Shall we start? Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Sahu and I welcome you all to the 698th meeting of Medley Toastmasters Club. There are a few rules to be followed during the meeting. Number one, please switch off your mobile phones or keep them on silent mode. Please refrain from talking about sex, religion and politics. As all of us have some missions in our life, similarly our art and club has a mission. And the mission of the Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I will hand over the podium back to the presiding officer, Mr. Saranan P., who is a Toastmaster since 2009 and looking for every opportunity to refine his leadership and communication skills. Let's welcome Mr. Saranan P. with a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh Sahu. How are you all doing? Excellent. Good afternoon. And with the sound of this gavel, I declare the meeting number 698 open. I welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting. DTM Sampath Salvarajan, DTM Thomas Abraham, DTM Guru Prasad, thank you for joining. And after a very, very long time, we are meeting in person. Do you know when was the last time we had a in-person meeting?
Last week.
March. Entirely in-person meeting?
March 16, 2020.
Excellent. Thank you. And that was the last time when we had this, and after that, this is the full-fledged meeting we are having in today's meeting as such. I can see one of the guests who have joined us today. Can you please come here and introduce yourself and let us know what your expectations for today's meeting are?
So hi everyone, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Lakshmi Narayan. So my full name is Todur Madavusi Lakshmi Narayan, TM Lakshmi Narayan. So when the admin of the WhatsApp group sent that invite, I was so happy. I was like, oh wow, these are like family members, because I saw TM somebody. so in my caste, right, in my subcaste, we don't use the father's name as initial. My entire family tree goes like Todur Madavusi. Todur is a village near Sriperumbudur. So Todur became Todur. So the entire family tree, the name goes like TM Lakshmi Narayan. My two daughters are TM Dania, TM Vibha, my father is TM Kannad. So there's a family gathering, I should know half these people. Then TM is for Toastmasters, not Todur Madavusi. So I have absolutely no idea about Toastmasters. I've heard the word Toastmaster only once, few years back, I think 6-7 years back. I was working in Amazon. My boss had told one of the engineers that you should go to Toastmasters. You'll improve your communication leadership skills. So I quit the software industry. I joined the family business. We run a pharma company. So I've been reading a lot of motivational self-help books. And one constant theme that all the books were saying was networking. Network yourself with people who are better than you, who are well educated, good thinkers. So I was contemplating, how do I do that? Because as I grow, as I'm sure the elderly people who are senior to me here will know, the number of friends keep reducing. So I didn't know how to network, so I thought I'll join the Gandhinagar Club. I went there and they said it's 10 lakhs. I said, that's it, okay, fine. Forget Gandhinagar Club. Then Toastmasters, what my old boss told me, it struck me. So why don't I try Toastmasters? Then I pinged somebody and they gave this invite, and that's why I'm here. I have absolutely no idea what Toastmasters is, but I'm here to find out.
You told you don't have absolutely no idea, but you completed the icebreaker today. But there are a few more members who will be completing the icebreaker. You can learn a lot, what is that about? Okay, Thank you for coming, and please keep coming often. And last month, September was a very busy month for Medley. We had our area director visit, and as well as we had our contest also. And I would like to congratulate the winners of that contest, humorous speech as well as evaluation contest. And their next meeting, that area contest, will be happening on November 23rd. November 13th, and it's completely online.
Online.
Yeah, that's online. But that will be a good practice, so that when you go to the next levels, it will be good. Because from Medley, we wanted our teams to practice district level, division level. That's why we conducted entirely offline. That's what it is. And October is a very famous month as well. I can see Dr. Anuradha looking at here. Okay. So what is that famous for? What is the special thing about October?
A lot of holidays.
A lot of holidays, yeah.
Oktoberfest beer festival in Germany.
Sorry?
Oktoberfest beer festival in Germany.
Oh, okay, nice. That beer, bull and beer or? Okay, fine, got it, yeah. Nice. And October is especially very good for Toastmasters. What is the connection between October and Toastmasters?
Money comes.
Money comes. Renewal.
Always happens.
Yeah, right. Good. So we have got nearly 37 members who have joined us, who have renewed along with us. Our projection during the budget was around 44, but we have got 37, so we are deficit by 7 members. But in the due course of time, we will be able to get those 7 members also additionally. So that is one of the action items which we will be taking up as part of the.
One will stay on the deficit on the discounts we give.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, correct. Discounts are good. Okay, we will not be getting anything more than that. But what I'm saying here is, out of 44, we have got only 37. So we have to get 7 more members, and we have to look at our guests so that our conversion ratio will be good. Okay, so that is another thing. And October especially is famous for Toastmasters because TM, you told about what is Toastmasters all about, right? The first Toastmasters meeting was conducted on October 22nd, 1924 by Ralph Medley. So that is one important date. Another important date, October 28th, 1928 was when the Toastmasters Club was copyrighted. So that is also another important date that falls on October itself. The good part here is October 22nd will be our 701 Medley meeting. And before that, what happens? Milestone meeting. So that is also very important as far as Medley is concerned. And you mentioned about family, right? So Medley is also our second family. So we treat like that, and you are also one of the family members for us. Now on October 15th, we will be having our 700th meeting. 700. What is so special about 700? You didn't expect this question. Okay. Sorry?
In Greek, it symbolizes Phoenix.
Feelings.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Okay, fine. Good, nice. I didn't see Greek word, but I saw in Google what it means is it's an angelic number. It means we have our heart as well as mind associated with that particular number. So, what does that mean? Come on October 15th, be present here and see all the memories, what we are unfolding as part of that. I know that a lot of planning is going on. Toastmaster Prasannavani as well as Dinagaran as well as our PPM Venkateshan are putting their heart and soul and mind on that, and we will be definitely getting a good meeting on that particular day. Having said that, our Toastmasters meeting normally will be conducted by a person called as TM Modi, and today's Toastmaster of the day, when I asked for the introduction, that person told, you write whatever you want. So I was thinking lot, okay, what I have to tell. Then I thought, if storytelling is an art, this person is the Picasso. Please put your hand to welcome Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, President. Very warm evening to all of you fellow Toastmasters and our guests. It is my pleasure to be the Toastmaster of the day for this evening. And I will just tell you why I chose this theme. It is my duty as Toastmaster of the day to introduce the theme. The theme is Dispel the Darkness. Now I have one question for all of you. What does darkness mean to you? Anybody? Sorry?
No light.
No light. Exactly. So darkness is the absence of light. So does it mean that darkness shouldn't exist at all? No. We need both light and darkness. And so why do we say dispel the darkness? Because sometimes darkness can also refer to challenges in our life. Certain moments in our life when we feel completely down. And at that point in time, we need someone or something to show us the way. And that is the light that I'm talking about. So I don't want to go too much into the theme right now. I would like to proceed with the agenda of the meeting. In any Toastmaster meeting, there are 3 segments. One is the prepared speech segment, where prepared speakers, club members, will come and present a speech on a project that is chosen by them. Today we have 4 exciting speeches, and 2 of them happen to be newly inducted members giving their icebreakers. So our guests will today witness 2 icebreakers. And we also have 2 other speeches by well-versed speakers. And then we have the second segment, which is the table topic segment. Now this is an exciting and can perhaps be a nerve-wracking segment also, because it means that there is a person called the table topics master who will come to the stage and pick anybody at random. Could be a member, could be a guest, give a topic, and the person selected has to speak on the spot. That is speaking on your feet or getting used to speaking impromptu. And that is really exciting because if you take up that opportunity and come here and speak, it gives you the confidence to know that I can do this, I can do longer speeches. So the table topic section, after that comes the very, very vital segment, that is the evaluation segment. Evaluation segment is held where every speaker has a designated evaluator who will give very good constructive criticism after listening to the speech. And this is very helpful for any speaker because it means that they can improve their speaking techniques. So having come to all those 3 segments, now it is time for me to introduce someone who is the general evaluator. Now this person has a veteran Toastmaster, has many years of experience, has stood for so many contests at club, area, division and district level. He has won so many competitions even at district level. He was absent for a short while. Professionally, he is an engineer in oil and gas, and now he takes on clients. He advises them how to automate their businesses. According to me, he is a very, very gregarious person. I've never seen him frowning or looking sad. He's always happy, always smiling, always joking, and whenever he gives a humorous speech, I look forward to it because I'm sure I'm going to be in spirits. So it's time for me to introduce the general evaluator, DTM Guru Prasad. Over to you.
Thank you very much for your nice words, Toastmasters of the day. When we were born, we were like a blank slate. We had no idea. It was fully empty. Then we grew up by watching people, taught by them, and also advised by them on how we are growing up. Parents, friends, neighbors, teachers, society, television, mobile, everything helped us in growing. It not only told us what to do, it also observed what we are doing and gave us something we call as a feedback, an evaluation on what we are doing. Initially, the life was completely dark, and these people, these elements, these components brought in a life to our life, a light to our life to dispel the darkness that surrounded us. Toastmasters is no exception. We join as a blank slate. We slowly grow up by watching people, also learning from them on what we did good, what we could have improved, and then grow upon. I believe every Toastmaster, from a novice Toastmaster who joined last week to the senior most Toastmaster like DTM Sampath, we all went through this cycle, listening to people, getting their feedback and evaluation, and growing further. Today, I am the leader of the Lantern team, which is going to dispel the darkness for all the role players here. I mean, our own contribution to dispel the darkness that exists in the form of a team called evaluation team, and my role is called general evaluator. I am the larger sun like a lantern, and there are many lanterns surrounding me. So me and my team of evaluators here are going to observe the whole meeting and give the feedback in the end. There are two kinds of teams: a specific evaluation team which watches every speech and gives their feedback, a general and overall evaluation team that watches the complete meeting and gives their feedback. So let me introduce those general evaluation team members now, who are of three kinds. One is lack of punctuality is also a darkness in our life. I hope you agree. Many times we miss because we didn't understand the value of time. So here is a person who is going to watch the timing of every one of you and give a feedback in the end and teach you how to be a better time controlled person. I invite the timer of the day, Toastmaster Anuradha, to explain her role.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, as a role of timer, I'll be timing the prepared speech, evaluation, and the table topic speakers. For prepared speech, for first two speakers, icebreaker speakers, the time given is 4 to 6 minutes. So at the end of 4th minute, I will raise the green card. At the end of 5th minute, I will raise the yellow card. And at the end of 6th minute, I will be raising the red card. Okay. Then for third speaker, Toastmaster Venkataseshan, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. For him, at 5th minute, I will raise the green card. At the end of 6th minute, I will raise the yellow card. And at the end of the 7th minute, I will be raising the red card. And for fourth speaker, Toastmaster Saravanan sir, I will be raising green card at the end of 15th minute. And I will raise the yellow card at 17th minute and red card at 20th minute. And for evaluators, the time given is 2 to 3 minutes. But at the end of 2 minutes, I will be raising the green card, and at 2.5 minutes, I will be raising the yellow card, and 3 minutes the red card. Okay, sorry. For table topic speakers, the time given is 1 to 2 minutes. At the end of 1 minute, I will be raising the green card, 1.5 minutes yellow card, and at the end of 2 minutes, I will be raising the red card. And for all speakers, grace time of 30 seconds is allowed. Okay. So all the best for all the speakers. Let us dispel the darkness by keeping our speech in time.
Thank you.
That was too many minutes for you, right? And she knows which minute to count at what time. So second kind of darkness that surrounds us is lack of confidence. Many times, because of lack of confidence, we tend to miss our words. We tend to use so many unwanted words in our speech. Here, to help you dispel the darkness of self-confidence while delivering a public speech, there is a person called R Counter in my team who is going to explain his role and tell you how he's going to help you dispel that darkness. I invite Toastmaster Rajesh.
Thank you. Hello everyone. The role of an accountant is to note words and sounds which are fillers or crutches, such as or I, this means, etc. I'll listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, etc. At the end of the meeting, I'll come and deliver my report once called by the GE. Thank you.
Here is our counter, the person who listens to every sound you make, if not every word you utter. The third kind of darkness is language. We have a feeling that we lack control over the language. we are not able to speak properly in a given language, either it be English or in Tamil, for which we need to learn something called as a grammar. Grammar helps us to form good speech content and deliver it. To just watch how your language is, there is a person available in the evaluation team, and I invite him, the grammarian of the day, DTM Sampath Soyarajan, to come here and explain how he is going to dispel the darkness of grammar.
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, Toastmaster of the Day, President, and all my dear Medley friends and most welcome guests. This afternoon promises to be good with 4 speeches and a lot of fat waiting for you. So here is a friend for you. A grammarian is a friend for you. He is not that old school principal looking like this. He is a friend for you. Why I say this is, the important thing is to speak or write or express yourself in many ways. The next important thing is to do it well. Being worried about doing it well, many people don't even open their mouth. Because of this only I am giving this particular idea. So first, be ready to speak. Some of us may be at different levels of maturity with respect to grammar. So if somebody is bad in grammar, he should not hesitate even to start with icebreaker speech. Keep on postponing, you should not do it. So the mentor and others should encourage, come and do it. This is the most important message of mine as a grammarian. Today, I will note many points with respect to the proceedings in terms of the word of the day, theme of the day usage. Good and not so good usages I will try to note. And with the given time at the end of the meeting, I can only present a highlight of that because time given is short. Grammarians normally take more time. Another role in Toastmaster meeting is called a word master. Usually we merge it with grammarian. So today I am also the word master. So I have chosen a word called banish. A very simple word, probably known to many people. In the past, long past, banish means send somebody out of your kingdom or your country. So nowadays I don't think that is happening because even the extradition is difficult these days. So nobody is banishing, but we can banish people from, for example, a school teacher banishes some student from the class because he was very noisy. So we can banish people from different zones. Banishing is always with respect to a zone where we are and we want to send somebody out of that zone. So nothing beyond that. So there are maybe legal considerations in the past. So have a nice day, enjoy yourself speaking, and if there is some improvement warranted in your grammar, myself and your mentors will help you.
Thank you very much. And here goes our grammarian, Mr. Ren and Martin of today's meeting. Well, apart from this, I also have a big team, you all, to watch, listen, evaluate, and you are also going to give a feedback which the TMOD will explain later. So team, be ready with your lanterns, keep it switched on. Let us welcome all the role players to help them banish all their fears in public speaking. All to you.
It's going on.
So I'm back again and we are going to start off with the very first segment. Now that you know the word of the day and the theme of the day, all speakers are please requested to use both the theme of the day and the word of the day in your speech if possible. I am going to banish my fears, my stage fears, by standing here and preparing myself to call the first speaker for this evening. Now the first speaker is a newly inducted member. He is a research scholar at IITM. He works for redox flow batteries. Constant self-improvement is his self-motto. His passion is outdoor adventure because I think both of us share it. His view on the theme of the day, hope is the single candle which can dispel the darkness. So be positive and hope for good. Now before I welcome this newly inducted member, Toastmaster Hemant, to the stage, I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Pravda, to read out his speech objectives.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Hemant, is delivering his Level 1 Project 1 Icebreaker speech. The purpose of this speech is to introduce himself to the club and to know the basic structure of the public speaking. The time allotted is 4 to 6 minutes. Best wishes to Toastmaster Hemant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravda. Now it's time to welcome Toastmaster Hemant to the stage. Please come. Toastmaster Hemant, 3 lessons time. 3 lessons time, Toastmaster Hemant.
Thank you, dear Pravda. My story doesn't start with a research scholar at IITM. It starts with 3 lessons in my life, and these 3 lessons I am sharing with you today. I was born in Meerut, and as you know, Meerut is a city of unrest and also called sport capital of India. It is also famous for its handloom, and because of this unrest in the city, I was mischievous from my childhood. I became bully, and I was usually loved fighting at that time. I don't know, it is because of my city or it was my nature at that time. Slowly I realized that my school guys were not that strong. They are somewhat weak. So I should get some more good schools so that I can have more fun in it. So I went for boarding school in my class 9th. But here the rules were changed. Here the bully were not our friends, our colleagues. Here the main bully were wardens, and they were not 1, they were 3. It was so frightening for me to adjust at that place, because these 3 wardens, they will beat you like anything. And I find out that one lesson in my life, that what you give, that you will get. So after that I changed myself and look forward not to fight, that to become a friend. The second lesson start with what my father do. As I talk about my family, my father is a government servant. He is an ASTO in seed certification. It's a big job. I can't explain you in detail, but the brief is it's a seed certification. When we have seeds like wheat and bajra, these things, we certify them and they will go for further process. This type of job it is. But the thing is, more interesting thing is that this job provides us this adventure. Like we can go from roam in all MP. So I have visited most of the places in MP, but my father is frustrated after that, because he was like, okay, I have seen everything, now what's next to see? But this gives me a great experience that I can make lot of friends, and my exposure with friends was very good. It also cultivates me that I can have how to interact with them and what to say and what not to say with them. After these things, I came to Ujjain and I found most of my best friends in 10th class, and they were after that also good to me. And these best friends are like, they teach me everything. They are in different fields, they are very good. Some of them are good in intellectual things, some are good in this studies, and some are good in sports, and some in art. But overall, these 4 friends are best, and I learned from them that how I should be and how I should work on. So the second lesson which I learned from there is that your friends play a very important role in creating you, which is like afterwards whatever I think like, oh, how I can solve this problem and how I can proceed with this situation, I think about like how my friends will do in this situation. and then I ultimately solved that problem. Finally, my family settled in Indore, the city of Zakir Khan, and it is also famous for its accent, its Hindi accent, its poha, its kachori, and its waterfalls. You all know that it's famous for its cleanliness, but it's very obvious to tell. After that, but I am not able to live for long in Indore. I have to switch to Greater Noida for my further studies in college. I had done BTech from mechanical engineering, and it was an integrated program, so I had done my thermal engineering as MTech. But the thing is, the story didn't went that well. One girl came in my life, and she was just coming, and after that I was just thinking that she will come, but she didn't. After that I was really messed up. At that time I want just one girlfriend, so I apply for I'm applying for job, so that's I was sending request to all the girls. Finally, as I was mechanical engineer, so there was no scope for me, but finally after lot of struggle and hard work you can get success. I got the success, and after that I don't know what to do after that, because it was heartbroken, and after that it was just I got her. Finally I don't know, so I left her, and I did my PhD this and got it, and after that I regret to her and said okay, I am fine. She is also fine, and I learned the last lesson: keep going with your work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hemant, for that speech. Very informative. And also today, looking at you, I would never ever say you're a bully type. So it's time now for us to move on to our second speaker. Now the second speaker is also delivering her icebreaker, and let me introduce a little bit, talk to you a little bit about her. She is a qualified dental surgeon with masters in disease of oral pathology. She served as a professor for dental students for 12 years at Chettinad Hospital. Along with her husband, Dr. Arun Kumar, they successfully run a multi-speciality dental center, Pearls Dentistry at St. Mary's Road, Aripuram, for the last 22 years. Sandhya, this speaker strongly believes that a strong value system and consistent discipline are key elements for success. An aspiring motivational speaker, she would love to inspire the audience through her words and emotions. She is also an active Rotarian. Her children, 16-year-old son Abhinav and 11-year-old daughter Akshara, make her life complete. According to her, without darkness, light cannot be appreciated, just as without weakness, we will not know our strengths. Before I invite her to the stage, let me request her evaluator, Toastmaster Dharan, to read out the speech.
Yeah, good afternoon everyone, and special good afternoon to my fellow speaker, Toastmaster Sandhya. She is attempting project 1, icebreaker. The purpose of the speech of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basics structure of a public speech. Thank you. On the very best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dharan. Now it's time to invite Toastmaster Sandhya to the stage to deliver her speech. Toastmaster Sandhya, my master weapon. Over to you.
Good evening and greetings to all. From birth till adolescence, he grew up in a small village, Jiyapuram by name, in the Trichy district. Banished by his father because he was PUC fail, he moved to Chennai in search of a job. Worked as a helper boy in a Chennai harbour, elevated as a sales representative at Indian Oxygen Limited, retired as the same at age of 60. Yes, my father, M.R. Gopalakrishnan. Born brought up at Coimbatore, studied at Music Academy, a music teacher, veena player, highly determined lady with silence. My Miss Universe without any makeup, my mother, Mrs. Lakshmi. I was seated on this planet Earth on October 22nd, mark the date, October 22nd, by my parents Lakshmi and Gopalakrishnan. I not only share the physical traits from them, but two important qualities that determine my life. A branch of a tree full of flowers is always bent, says my father. Be humbled when you become that person of educational qualification. Be humbled when you earn 7-digit income. Be humbled when you have wealthy possessions, says my father. The quality of humility I learned from my father. Do not compare yourself with anyone, Sandhya. Your yesterday with today should be the only area of comparison, says my mother, Lakshmi. Yes, the quality of self-confidence from my mother, Lakshmi. Humility from my father, self-confidence from my mother. The killer combination served as my master weapon throughout my life, driving me towards the goals. Ever since my childhood, adolescence, adulthood, till the last breath of his life, I saw my father spend his age, his health, his possessions, his wealth for daughter's education, for daughter's education, for daughter's education. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I believe the purpose of my life is to live every moment with gratitude to my parents and to serve the community at large with the skill and knowledge acquired through education. The universe conspired this, so it partnered me with a loving, sharing, caring person, Arun Kumar, a dentist by name. We both seeded 2 more seeds on this Mother Earth, Abhinav 16 years, Akshara 11 years. But why Toastmasters, Sandhya? I hear your inner question. Public speaking has been my area of interest right from 3rd standard. The innermost joy and the complete fulfillment I felt for 12 good years when I served as a faculty in an institution cannot be explained through words. Therefore, to become a professionally trained speaker, to grow from an amateur speaker to a certified speaker, and to increase my vocabulary, I joined Medley Toastmasters. So here I am, Sandhya Arun Kumar, born to Lakshmi and Gopalakrishnan, qualified dentist, passionate teacher, strong believer of family values and systems, with a deep desire to inspire the world with powerful stories. Finally, what do you think you become? What do you feel you attract? What do you imagine you create? I would like to think, become, feel, attract, imagine, create only one thing. Powerful stories to inspire the world on the strength of my master weapons. So what is your master weapon? Happily grateful, Sandhya Arun.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sandhya. I think that was a very inspiring speech. You don't have to call yourself an aspiring motivational speaker. I think you're already doing a great job. So now it's time for us to invite the third speaker. Now the third speaker is an IT development professional with a passion to learn and venture. What I have learned about him is that he has taken on the challenge of learning Spanish with the intention of delivering speeches in that language. On the theme of the day, he says facing any challenge with resilience is the best way to find light at the end of a tunnel. Before I invite him to the stage, I request his evaluator, T.M. Prasannavani, to read out his speech objectives, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Toastmaster Venkataseshan is delivering his Level 3 speech from the Pathway Motivational Strategies, Project 2, Elective, Connect with Storytelling. The purpose of this project is to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. All the best to you, Toastmaster Venkatesation.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So now let me invite Toastmaster Venkatesation to the stage. Toastmaster Venkatesation, why again me? Why again me? Toastmaster Venkatesation. Over to you.
Okay, so 13 of you were present in the last speech contest we had. So you might be bored a little bit because I'm repeating my speech again, but there are some masala and spices which I have added here and there which may be of interest to you. Last week, Friday, while I was about to get to my bed, somebody knocked at my door. I went and I opened the door. Hey Venkat! Hey buddy, it is already 11 p.m. man. Why are you disturbing me now? Oh, you know that, right? Why always me? Why not others? I am always being targeted. I am so embarrassed. Okay buddy, I know what is your problem. I will explain you why only you, not others. Okay, wait for a while. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, TM Modi and guests. How many have experience with understanding kids' language when the kids speak? You get a lot of frustration without understanding what they want to convey to us, right? Kids of years like age 3, 4, 5 years. I had a similar experience few weeks back. My wife Raji and my son, elder son Raghav, they were discussing over a weekend. My wife asked, Raghav, what do you want to become? Mummy, I may be a professor or I may be a doctor. He was really confused. He is still. So my wife asked, are you really confused? Why can't you think about it? There landed my younger son. Mummy, I tell. She with her half eyes on WhatsApp and Facebook and half eyes on him. What is it? He said, wow. What? Wow. What is it? Policeman, Thank you. Policeman, No, wow. Oh, postman, Oh, He fell on the ground and started crying. Nobody could understand or convince him what is the profession he wanted to be. Consultant! Yes, she was calling me. I am the IT consultant who is the only professional who can solve everybody's problem in this world except his own. I came running like lightning speed at 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Just I landed there. Can't you come faster? You know who asked this. I came at 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second speed. So that's the fate of IT professionals and all husbands here. So I started trying to understand what he wants to convey. I asked 2-3 questions to him. Finally, I understood it was professor. He wanted to become professor. We all had a sigh of relief. Oh, not because of the nobility of the profession, but because he stopped his crying. What would have happened if I don't listen to her or listen to her and came to her rescue? She would have banished me from home. So I was saved then. If you think it is the very crazy incident, I have another incident which happened a long back when I was doing my so-called undergraduation in instrumentation and control engineering. We had a very interesting physics professor in my first year. It was interesting not because of the physics, but because of the professor. And unfortunately, we had all our physics sessions post lunch. After lunch, you know how it would be, the sessions would be. Being a vegetarian and having a homemade food, I was a little bit active compared to my hostler friends who had all type of food and just they were bowled out like from the balls of Glenn McGrath. Our physics teacher, he used to use so in starting of each sentence. So this is how the pendulum works. So this is how the reason is. So get back to the class. Now let's say go back to the page number 1. So let us start a surprise test. Lot of so. We were all frustrated except me. I was thinking, what should I do? How could I engage myself? Then I started counting how many so's he was using in the class. So as soon as he reaches 100 so's, he used to, boss, you are great. But he misunderstood that we were appreciating his class. Poor chap. Now, note this point, all those 13 people, I didn't have the next 2 items in my last speech. 2 snippets from this incident. First, I started my counter role way back in the year 2000. The second thing is, now my college has 2 Toastmaster clubs, especially for the professors. I think that's because of my physics professor. So, now I am using so. The point here is, humor is kind of creativity which will come only if you get out of the box, out of your mundane tasks or activities. If you look at these 2 instances, I had that sense of humor which I could bring up here only because of that out of the box thinking on how we could bring it. As a Toastmaster, you all know how it is difficult to write a speech for your projects. It is much more difficult to write a humorous speech. That too had lot of difficulty when I was preparing for a contest where we had Guru Prasad's and Shankar's of Medley I had to compete with. It was a very much Herculean task. But somehow I tried. I took that baby step forward and I could dispel the darkness, the fearness that I had, and I could overcome from that. So my dear friends, fellow Toastmasters, those who have completed the icebreaker speech, the next speech you would find it difficult because you have to write something different from your icebreaker or self-introduction. So you have to get out of that normal mundane thinking and bring some creativity by which you could become a better public speaker. Be human, add humor and color to your life. Thank you. Over to you, team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkat Seshan, for that very nice speech. An attempt at repeating the humor, and this time I think you got a lot of laughter from the speaker here. Okay, so let's move on to the final speaker for this evening, but definitely not the least. This speaker is from Coimbatore, but a resident of Adyar for the last 15 years. He's an IT professional. What I have observed about this Toastmaster is that he's a very dynamic person, passionate Toastmaster, and handles all his roles with great elan. He was previously the Vice President of Education of our club and is currently our President. Before I welcome him to the stage, I request his evaluator, T.M. Ranka Padma Vijayam, to read out his speech objectives.
My target speaker, Toastmaster Saravanan, will be giving a speech on Presentation Mastery Level 4 Elective. It's a question and answer session. The time is 15 to 20 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about the practice of facilitating a question and answer session. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing the time so that there is adequate opportunity for both. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranka. Now it's time to welcome our final speaker of this evening. So let's clap or put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Saravanan. Toastmaster Saravanan, Toastmaster Saravanan, please.
Thank you. I need a minute to set up this. My time has not started yet, okay.
No, sir, not yet.
Time starts now. It was in the year 2009. I was reading my mail in my organization. At that time, I saw a flyer by name Toastmasters. Dispel the darkness. No, it was not dispel the darkness. It was mentioned like, if you want to come out of your public speaking, what you have to do. So I was interested. So I joined that session to see what is happening in that session. And I was very surprised because for everything, everybody clapped and everybody smiled, but it was a very good positive atmosphere at that point of time. So I was listening carefully on what is happening. I was in the last row, as usual, as a guest. I was sitting in the last row. Then suddenly I was called for a topic, table topic. I was not prepared. I was just called. I have to go there and have to talk for 2 to 2.5 minutes. What I did, I always had a stock story. Whether it is humorous or not, I had a story always. Then, out of that story, I connected the topic at the end. I was able to speak for 2 minutes. To my surprise, I got the best table topic award. I was thinking a lot. Okay, what I did correctly, it was more of connecting a story to that particular topic, but I got that. Then I was hooked to that Toastmasters session and I joined all the sessions. And I didn't participate as a member, but as a guest. Out of the members themselves, as a guest, I got the maximum attendance award. After that, I became a member and I was told, so you are so regular to the Toastmasters, why don't you take up some of the XCOM roles? Then I started my XCOM roles from there onwards. 2010, I became a secretary. And then BPPR. Then I had a short break in Toastmasters and I joined Medley as well. In Medley, I started with VP membership. Then I became VPPR. And then when the VPE came up, okay, so I was thinking a lot because when I was speaking with my peers as well as my past Toastmasters friends, one of the things that was told was VP is the most toughest XCOM role because you have to track everything. There are lots of Excel sheets out there. You have to be cognizant about that. Everything you have to track. So I was a bit reluctant, but at the same time, I was exploring more of how to automate these steps. Then only I came to know that there is something called as Easy Speak, which we can make use of, which can be an automation tool for, not only for the XCOM, but also for the members. So when I thought about that, I executed Easy Speak since January of 2022, and now during my presidency also we are using Easy Speak. For the past 9 months, whatever my experience is, I thought I will let you know so that you will also appreciate what Easy Speak is all about. At the same time, if you have any questions, let me know so that I will be in the position to answer. First of all, I was thinking like I can take it as an education session. Then I thought, okay, I have already completed my this fourth pathway, meaning like I was already in the 4th level. So why don't I take it as part of my session as well? And I was rightly on this elective. So I took this as a question and answer session also. But before getting into that, I wanted to set the expectations very clearly because as per this project, I have to talk about what I know, and at the end you will be given some time so that you can ask that questions about. But let us keep it more interactive also. If you have any questions, you can straight away ask me so that I can answer that question also if you have it. Having said that, how many of you have used Easy Speak so far? Important question. Okay. I can see at least 30 to 40% of you have already done. What I have done here is for the new Toastmasters also, I have created Easy Speak ID for you. So please check in your email. you have got your user ID and password as well. Please use Easy Speak because that will help us to be inclusive, to be transparent. At the same time, we can get all the reports that we want out of Easy Speak itself. It is not only something that is helpful for secretary, no. It is not only helpful for PPPR, no. Not only for VPE, no. Everybody can make use of this particular automation tool. Let us see how. Easy Speak, I am the administrator for this. So I have got an exclusive role for this. So I can tell you like what is happening in Easy Speak itself. You just go to club, okay? Go to users list. You can see all the users who have joined, right from Aishwarya up to the persons who joined as of last week are also there. So what I have done here is I have created the user ID and password for those users so that they will be able to. Don't see this last online, okay? That will show when you logged last online. So I will not touch upon that. You also don't look at that. Now, having said that, how an ID is getting created? An ID is getting created with their user ID as well as password, so that you will have that credentials already shared with you in the form of email. So you have to just log into email and then log into this, and you can book the slots. What I have done here is I have booked the slots, meaning the calendar up to November end. So in case if you want to block your speech roles, you will be able to do that. So just click on this one. This is for today, October 1st. So you see this, who are all who have been allocated for this roles. Hemant, Sandhya, Venkata Session, Savana, as well as the entire set of members. When I did this for Grammarian, it was not booked, so it is empty, but you can see here. When I have to block something, I can go here and can have a look to see when somebody has played that particular role. Okay, so if I want to book that, I can do that. But at the same time, if somebody has already played that role, it will show 49 days back, this person has already booked that role. So it makes judgmental in the sense like we can judge saying that okay fine, whether this person has to be given that role or not. And that ability is already inbuilt as part of that. That intelligence is there in the system itself. We have done that. And there are a lot of templates out there. So when I create something, if I have to create a meeting, for example, next week, I can go here and I can mention what kind of meeting is needed. Okay, so the agenda can be selected over here. So you can see what are the agendas out there. There are 40 plus agendas out there. You want 2 speakers plus 1 education session, you can do that. 3 speeches plus 1 education session, you can do that. 4 speeches, 8 speeches, 10 speeches, all are already in place. So you have to just go there and have to select that, and the agenda will be automatically prepared for you. For example, I can show you in this one. Okay, let us, because it's taking some time, but let us see like what you can do from your point of view. So you can just log into this and then can sign up for meetings. My participation, go for sign up for meetings. In sign up for meetings, you can just mention your attendance, saying that you are confirming your attendance or not. So you can just go to these particular sessions and you can mention, okay, I will be joining on 15th of October. So what I would ask you here is, just go there and mark your attendance at least for 15th. Okay, you know 15th is our milestone meeting, but you can mark that. At the same time, you can block your roles also. Whatever roles you want to do, you can definitely do that. And then here you have all the club officers. See, for example, who are the club officers out there? President, vice president, all the club officers are mentioned here. So everybody have their own privileges for this particular site itself. And you see this, I'm the IT support person, but I can make any person as IT support, so that they will be in the position to create the template, create the things, as well as get the reports also. See, for example, I can go here. You see this communications chart. So this was the old communications chart, like who are all completed that CCCL manuals and all. So all these people, like you can see Thomas, everybody's communication chart, whatever they have done already, that is also part of that. And if you want to take some reports, You can definitely do that. And this is one interesting report which I used to send every time. Roles by meeting. So you see this, on 13th of August, who has done what? 20th of August, who has done what? As well as 17th September, 1st October, who has done what? All these reports are done. So normally I used to send so that you will be in a position to see what are the roles you have taken, as well as how occupied the meetings were, and who are all the people who are consistently coming up and attending those meetings. That is also part of this particular report. And this report is helpful for the mentors also, so that the mentors can encourage their mentees to see how their mentees are performing, at the same time how often they can go and book the roles. Important thing here is next week. Who has booked the roles for next week? We don't have any rules. Meaning, like, we have everything open. Okay. So normally what happens is the VPE used to call people and then have to find out, okay, who are all willing to come, who are all willing to do that. But this is more of a pull method. But what I would suggest here is go for a push method, so that you have this power in your hands. Just go to this site and push for roles, so that the roles also will be fulfilled. At the same time, your goals also can be fulfilled. What are your goals? Toastmasters Sandhya mentioned about her goals, right? So likewise, everybody will have their own goals and aspirations. So you can do this. You can just fulfill your short-term goals by saying like, okay, these are the roles I will be taking. In any meeting, there are 13 roles that are available, right? Toastmaster of the day, General Evaluator, TT Master, each and everything has their own set of qualifications as well as what you can learn from those roles. So you can have your goals mapped according to that and can sign up for those roles as well. And these roles as well as these reports are very much useful for everybody. And another report which I normally use here is this report. Participation chart. So in this, you can see like, how many members are actively participating in all the meetings, right? So you can see the question mark means like, that's a big question mark, whether they will be staying or not. That's a way of understanding whether the person will be continuing or not. And this question mark has proven us. Today is October 1st, and I can see whenever there is more number of question marks, that person will not be retained. Okay? Meaning like, they will not retain. That means the interest level is somewhere else. Okay? So this is something that is always helpful, and I always encourage you to have some icons. Okay? You can become an icon at the end of the day when you have more icons on your participation chart. Then whoever has joined, like for example, Constant James, who has given his name, it's already there, so that that person can enroll by themselves. So now a question to you. How many of you find any difficulty in accessing this site? You have difficulty.
Yeah. I want to enroll as a speaker next week. There were there was only blank area, but I couldn't get any response.
Okay.
I won't take your time.
Okay, sure.
I've tried. Elsewhere I've succeeded also.
Okay.
Only speakers I couldn't get.
Okay. Sure. Definitely. So what we can always do is like, we can use some of the time over here also, just 5 minutes, so that we can sort that out. That is one way of doing that. Second way is, I can also do that for you. Okay. Yeah, right. So what normally I do here is, I'll go to this calendar, and this is the easiest way also. So this facility is there for everybody. Okay. How we can make use of the facility, whether it is from you are using this, or I am making use of this for you. Anyway, it is helpful only. But normally what we, myself or Dinagaran do is, we will go here and then just create some of the templates. Okay, and then see like, okay, next week this 3 users template, okay, 3 speakers template. So I just created for you now. So we go to the first speaker and then see like, okay, fine. So whoever is interested. So if you click on this, sometimes somebody has told like, okay, we will be taking up some other things. So whatever they have expressed, it will be coming up over here. And whatever I have seen is the common title. What is the common title Toastmasters prefer? Common title for their speech? TBD. TBD or TBA. Okay, so most of the time it will be TBA every day. To be announced or to be decided. That means till the time of their speech they will be TBD. And at the end of the day it will be that. But anyhow, whatever is mentioned will be already there. And here also, if, for example, if I have to choose any org counter, I can go here and can select everybody. But you can see here. So whoever has done that last time. See, for example, Ranga on 54 days ago, I'm telling Ranga not because he is my evaluator, but he is there in the top. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So on 54 days ago, like he has done that. This 24 weeks back. So we will always prefer to give to people who have already done that for quite some time back, or who has not done that already at all. For them, like we can create that. And then, see, for example, Rajesh Shahu, he has done today. That means next week if he is doing, it will be 7 days ago.
Shows the order also.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, 7 days ago. And then grammarian, if I have to choose. So it is another way of ensuring that we are participative. At the same time, if I can get some eye contact of somebody, that person will be there in the next speaker or any other role places. So that is another way of doing that.
And
so,
to help you justify the topic called question and answer,
yeah, sure.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, please.
Does this help Toastmaster Prasannavani in capturing the marking system for Star of the Day?
Yes.
Wonderful. I must say this to you, I was confessed to you. I didn't know this. I'm thankful to you that you brought this back. We used to manually do this, and my term we had 120 plus speeches. Imagine doing all this, getting people in.
Exactly.
So I wish I knew about this. So I kudos to you. You must have IT people at the top. You must have IT people at the top in this.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. Actually, it is not only helpful for, all the role plays it is helpful. See, for example, Prasannavani can use that for tracking the attendance also. Because if everybody tracks goes there and then marks their calendar, then it will be useful for everybody. Yeah, yes, sir.
I have something to ask. See, this automatically sends some emails.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
What is the response percentage?
For the emails?
For these emails.
Yeah. So actually we can do bulk emails also, but I have not used that bulk email. Okay. So what we have done here is, in case of any communications, we can use through this tool itself. It is possible.
My question was, let us say, every week you are sending, 1 week you are sending 10 emails, asking different people to take this role.
Exactly.
What is the response? Is there a response?
Okay, fine.
Quantum of response?
Yeah, response is less. It's more of we have to be persistent and then have to get that.
Because even when we send, many times,
Yeah.
a few people only respond, many of them do not respond.
Exactly.
Keeps on going.
Correct. No, you are right. Absolutely. The response is less. So we follow a 3-point strategy. One is emails. Another one is WhatsApp. Third one is call them. Fourth also is that tapping whenever they are here and then asking them to do some other things. So it is one of the.
Fifth one is going to the house party.
Exactly. Exactly. Correct. Because most of the people are traveling, right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, please.
Is this available as an app, mobile app as well?
Actually, we can use mobile. It's not as an app, but the browser is there, so we have to use
Because
it.
we tried this when I was a president long ago. Unfortunately, at that time, the internet access was still not this socialized. People had to go to their system. In fact, many of them did not even laptop. They had only desktops.
Exactly.
So we found it very difficult for most of the members to access this tool and do things. Or for example, we had one Toastmaster, Ramakrishnan, who used to have only a button cell phone, not even a smartphone those days. So for him we used to call, so it did not become success in those days. Now everybody has access to internet, but they are lazy to log into a browser. They are more happy with the app. So
correct. Yeah, that's right. Actually, there is no app as such, but we can use this for our booking in the browser directly. So I normally use that.
So last question, see, compared to free Toastmasters,
Yes.
if you used to, how is the comparison in popularity?
Right. So free Toast was normally used for the web hosting. So if we have our websites and everything, we can make use of that. Yeah. But there are a lot of plugins out there. I tried that also. The plugins are a bit time consuming. But here everything is pre-populated, so we have to just make use of that and how to create the templates. And once we're done, it's easy more of. So this is more of an automation tool. That is more of a web hosting tool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think so as you were telling, why don't we share only the URL where we can select and do all the stuff? So we don't need to log in and you don't need to spend much time, right? So directly send that URL where we can click, for an example, if there is a role, we can click and confirm. That's it. It will be easy and it will not be time consuming.
That's right. Actually, I mean,
so that we can send in a group, WhatsApp group, and it can be done easily as well.
Correct. But unfortunately, yeah, that's a good suggestion. But unfortunately, what happens here is there is a data integrity issue. So they have to log in, then only they can book.
For security. Otherwise, Mr. XY will log in. They will all ask for speech slots.
That's the reason. Right. Yeah, Venkat.
You spoke about the historical roles played.
Yes.
So has played this role.
Correct.
So how long we have it? How long we have this historical label for Medley?
Actually, I mean, as Guru mentioned, like, I mean, it is more of like 2013 onwards it is there. But this is the last question. I think, I mean, I will be disqualified. Okay, we can take it offline if there is any need. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. That was a really, really informative speech. Very good. Thank you so much for telling us so much about EC Speak. I just logged in the other day and it was a little bit confusing for me because I am a bit technologically challenged. So very interesting and very informative. Thank you so much for that. And now the next segment is the table topic segment. But before that, let me just speak a little bit more about Dispel the Darkness, which is the theme of the day. Now let us say, now we do need dark moments in our life. Why do we need dark moments? Because that is the time when we can really sit back and reflect and think how we can possibly get ourselves out of this dark moment. Because that I feel is necessary for us, just like after sunlight comes the night time and we can relax and rest and rejuvenate ourselves. I think dark moments also help us to understand where we are going wrong and to come out of it by ourselves. That is how we become stronger in our lives. This is the time when we need to find our hidden light, our inner light, and to find it, reflect on it, and perhaps go back again and again to it every time we come across a challenging time in our lives. Now it is time for us to enjoy our table topic session. Sorry?
The timer ballots. Now that it's a physical meeting, we'll be booking our ballots immediately.
Okay, so okay, right. But after, I thought I will announce it
that
after
was online meetings.
table topics, no? No. Okay. Okay, we've had our 4 prepared speeches. I hope all of you have your ballot papers with you. You heard 4 speeches today. I am requesting the timer to please give me the names of the qualified speakers only. I hope all of you have that little slip of paper. Does everyone have that little slip of paper? Okay. Are all the speakers qualified?
Yes, all the speakers
all
are
speakers are qualified.
Please read the names once.
Yeah.
Okay. Timings also?
No, only names.
Only names. The prepared speech, Toastmaster Hemant, Toastmaster Sandhya, Toastmaster Venkateshan and Toastmaster Saravanan, all are qualified. They have completed the speech within the stipulated time.
Thank you, Tanya. I request all of you to please make a note of the speaker that you would like to get, that you have chosen. Now it's time for us to move on to the next segment, the table topic session. This evening the session will be conducted by a veteran Toastmaster who is a retired professor of English from Guru Nanak College, after which he taught public speaking and debate at James Women's College for about a year. He has more than 4 decades of experience as a communication professional. He is also the former PR manager for District 120. This is what I have observed about him. He takes active interest in Toastmasters and delivers highly informative education sessions not only in our club but in other clubs as well. What I have observed is his discipline, his meticulous preparation for anything he takes up, his language expertise and delight in sharing it with others. Let's put our hands together to welcome DTM Thomas Abraham.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Flattered, lost for words. So, good afternoon all my dear friends. 23rd March 2020, Medley was banished from physical meetings. I want to connect with the people today because we have now banished Mr. Zoom from our meetings. Thirdly, this is an opportunity to banish fear of public speaking. Especially, I want to give you are one of the very few members who is not a role player. Kindly tell me what kind of TT you would like to have. Same thing for our dear guests. I will give you an opportunity also. Kindly go at it. You will enjoy what is going to be thrown at you. To you and to all, and if I can get more, there are 5 types of speeches, topics I have brought for you. So one is your life, something from your life. Everybody knows that. Secondly, popular idioms and things like that. Third is situational. It's a bit of a puzzle how you handle a situation and then talk about it. Fourth is science, but weird science. It's science, but a little twisted. Fifth is English, again a little twisted. For example, when there's a will, as DTM, anyway, this matter, Jacob said, when there's a will, there's always a relative. Right? You twist it. So these are the 5 that I have for you. Starting with you, which of the 5 would you go for? Oh, you are a Toastmaster. That's meant for guests. Come on, take on a challenge.
Can you repeat the
Sure. Popular, that's not for you. Situational. Science, weird, googly. English, googly. What would you take? Situational. Here goes. You are in a 5-star hotel with your client. The waitress comes to you and gives you a note which says you are dead. When you get up, the bomb under your table will explode. What will you do?
That's why you wanted myself.
Thank you so much for that.
I make sure you're alive after your speech.
So what I say after looking at or hearing that such a strange note from the waiters, I will sit, I will enjoy the food first. Okay, let me die. First, let me enjoy the food. For that only we are living here. Correct. And I want, for example, in a hotel I won't be going alone. I will be going with my friends. I make sure that my friend is also with me. I don't want to die alone. I want to live my life happily even after death. Come on friends, let's have some good talk. I will be speaking about life. I will be taking all the weird topics to have fun. Then slowly I will say, dude, someone told me there's a bomb here. And if I get up, we all die. What shall we do? They will be start running. If you run, I will also run with you. Just sit here. Let's enjoy all the beautiful places. See, the arcade are on. They're also having beautiful lunch and dinners. Beautiful dinners. Then I would say, somehow we have to escape from here. What can we do? Call the bomb squad? Okay. They came. They looked at what specific bomb it is. Then only I came to know that waiters was teasing me. That's not a bomb only. They're trying to humiliate or poke me. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very well done. I must confess to you, I was stripped when this was thrown at me.
Voice was not very clear.
Is it?
Generally, I request people to speak.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Friends, now, kindly talk loud, at least my level plus. Secondly, I forgot to tell you, you got to be speaking, of course, the timer said that to you. You got to speak a minimum 1 minute and a max 2 minutes 29 seconds, because 2 minutes 30 you get disqualified. So the timer will show you the cards. 1 minute, green, second, or yellow will be at 1.5, and 2 you will get red. After that, you got to mentally calculate 29 seconds max. But stop before that, it's safe. So are the dear guests ready to go for it? Wonderful. Mr. Lakshminarayan is ready. He already did his TT earlier, so I know you can do it. So which one will you take?
I'll take the weird science.
The weird science?
Yeah.
Weird science. Weird science is simple. When Earth loses its gravity, please come over. When Earth loses its gravity.
So when Earth loses its gravity, I wonder what will happen. Are we going to go towards the sun? It's going to get hotter. So should we remove our dresses? I don't know if that is sexist, sorry. Or is the Earth going to go towards Pluto? Should we pull in our sweaters? I don't know, it's a weird one. Will we be alive? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say.
I think it's to be fair. No, I think let's try one more. Another topic for you. Would you like to have some absurd English for a change?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. A rolling stone. Have you ever worked in an office?
Yeah.
A rolling stone gathers no gratuity. A rolling stone. Gratuity. Where you get, when you leave a company, they give you a lump sum if you complete 10 years.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Fine. Okay,
Are you okay with it?
Yeah, fine.
Sure?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. We are good to guess especially.
Thank you. So I worked in HCL for 10 years. So I think 12 years. So 12 years I was in HCL, one single project. I worked in one single project. I started the project. I was a founding member till 12 years. And when I quit HCL, I thought people are not going to care. You know, it's an IT company, right? Nobody cares. But I was actually really moved. I still have it saved. It's a greeting card that costed 15 rupees. Everyone wrote beautiful messages. Okay, everyone wrote such beautiful messages. Thank God you didn't stay for more. Wrote John Praveen Kumar. Ganapati, my lead, wrote 12 years too late. Someone else wrote, just give the firewall parity and go out. No, I can't think of anything more.
But you've done well. You've done well in both science and English.
I can see you're trying to be supportive. I appreciate the thought.
Good sir. Thank you. So here we will now look at the guests, more of our guests.
Please follow this name, topic, name, because we are losing the names.
Sure, I get it. Sure, I get that. So who is ready to go for it? Yes sir, please come over. Kindly help me with your name, as DT and Guru correctly points out. Mr. Lakshmanan was the previous speaker.
I am Neelakantan.
You're Mr. Neelakantan?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Mr. Neelakantan, what would you like to have? Which is your childhood, your life story, something about that?
For the first time I'm coming here.
Wonderful. Kindly come over here. The camera wants to catch you in full. So your topic, may I give you this?
My lifetime experiences.
My childhood friend. My childhood friend by Mr. Karthikeyan. Neelakantan, sorry.
First, let me say thank you to all, because I am new to the place and new to the entire situation here. I don't know what exactly is happening, so I'm just trying to learn the basics of this. In this connection, I may be please given a little more time to explain the situation. To start with, actually, I started my own career that I have spent. I would love to tell you that I'm only 16 years old. I'm only 16 years young, with 59 years of experience behind me. That's all what it is. So I have been rolling. So naturally, I have to tell you the story. Madam will show the card readily. I have to beg her to please bear with me, being the first time. So I started my career as a diploma holder and then joined in All India Radio for 30 years, All India Radio and Doordarshan. Subsequently resigned my job and joined in Saudi Arabian television for 2 years as chief engineer. Then came down and I was owning a recording theatre for about 12 years, and that's enough. I am warned already. So next is, I've been doing some 400 films and serials and whatnot. And finally, I joined as a professor for media in various universities and colleges, and continuously for about 8 years, I was full-time professor for media and MBA. And in this situation, for the first 30 years, as I was telling you, I have my childhood friend
who was a friend for me for generations, 3 generations. His grandfather and my grandfather were colleagues. My father and his father were colleagues. Me and my friend were colleagues. Right from college, school, college, and then in employment. And happily now he is settled in Bangalore and I'm in Chennai. That's it.
Very well done. You concluded with the topic beautifully done, very professionally done. Congratulations. I have another question coming up. I'm going to say that so you can choose who wants to say that. Take up this. What stands between you and success? Anyone, would you like to take on this? You're comfortable? What stands between you and success? Do come. Mr. Shreyas, Mr. Shreyas, over to you. What stands between you and success?
I would like to say everyone that I was a Toastmaster in Chennai Speakers Forum, and I was an ambitious Toastmaster when I started in 2019. I became a VPPR, and then the COVID hit, and we all started Zoom meetings, and there my ambitions died. So it's not that the Zoom meetings weren't bad, but they were not really the Toastmasters that I thought to be the Toastmasters, the original, the old school Toastmasters that we all love so much. And so that, I think, that came between, we can think of it as funnily that COVID came between my success. So, but one more thing that comes for me especially is consistency, because I like to do a lot of things, I want to do a lot of things, and especially right now when I've started my career in the IT sector, I would like to learn all the technologies. But I think to be successful, there should be a decent balance between the jack of all trades, master of none, and also to go into depth into some of the things in which you aspire, in which you wish to taste success. Like in my case, I need to be consistent in being able to learn the new technologies as well as new languages, and also I need to take on different responsibilities, like the job roles of tech leads, to be able to interact with people and to be able to ask for mentorship, to be able to, there's a whole spectrum of things that I think I should learn. So thank you, and I think so that's what comes between me and my success, is just consistency.
Thank you very much. Well done. You have contextualized Zoom. You have contextualized your immediate issue when you took up the theme very well done. Very well done. Do we have Mr. Narasimhan? No. Any other guests? Okay. Do we have time for one more question? We have. Sure. So may I then call today's dual role player, Toastmaster Sahu, Rajesh Sahu. What would you like?
Science.
Science. Science. When water's boiling point is 50 degrees Celsius.
What is?
When what? When water's boiling point is 50 degrees Celsius. No, I think we go for
premature. It's kind of premature.
Yeah, exactly. No, we'll do one thing. Let's look at something more popular.
Yeah.
Can I give you? Yeah. At the end of the game, the king and the pawns all go into the same box. Chess, do you play chess?
Yeah.
So at the end of the game, the king and the pawns all go back to the same box. Toastmasters.
Thank you, TT Master. Yeah, it's a nice topic. We can convert it into a motivational or maybe a life story, where all of us, maybe it rich, poor, intelligent, fool, anyone, the end is same for everybody. So the greed, the self image which we all carry, the artificial what to say, mask, that is something which we should not have. So the end of everything will be the same. Hence, all of us should have that collaboration, that try, urge to do better, have good collaboration, help others, and all these social things we should have, so which will help us to reach our goals. So I think I am going to go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for the social message. We can take one more, and here it's open to all. Running out of time. Shall we stop now? Yes. All right. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, DPM Thomas Abraham. It was a very innovative, different way of giving table topics. And so now let's move on to the next segment, which is the evaluation segment. And for this segment, I invite General Evaluator DPM Guru Prasad to the stage, please. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm back with my lantern again. Let us see how we are going to dispel the darkness of the speeches that we hear. So my first team, the specific evaluators, are going to appear here one by one. I'm going to give their feedback, their dissection of the speeches that they had listened. To evaluate the first speaker, I invite this Toastmaster who had joined a few months ago, right?
6 months. Yeah.
6 months ago, of course. Because of my delay in coming to the meetings, I don't know much. Last week when the humorous speech contest happened, people were laughing, roaring with laughter whenever jokes were cracked out. And we as speakers were watching everyone smiling, and the judges were counting how many times people are so smiling. But this particular lady was not doing neither of them, not doing any of them. She was standing in a corner, watching everyone laughing and watching whether their teeth are in white color, their gums are strong, they are healthy, something like that. Because Toastmaster Dr. Pravda is a very, very senior dental surgeon with long experience in her trade, and also she teaches this to students. She is also a teacher, so obviously makes her an evaluator by profession also, and she also fond of singing. And she feels being positive and doing whatever she likes will dispel the darkness that clouds around her. Welcome.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Very good afternoon once again. At the outset, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Hemant for delivering his very first speech on his Toastmaster journey, the icebreaker speech, banishing his fear for public speaking. Toastmaster Hemant, I would say that you had fulfilled the purpose of your project. So the main purpose of your project is first is to introduce yourself to the club. You have very well done that, starting from your early childhood days at Meerut, then taking us to your high school, and where you have learned your life's lesson, and then your college days at Indore and Noida, finally at your PhD at Chennai IITM. You have, the second purpose of your speech is to learn the basic structure of public speaking. I would say that you have partially fulfilled that purpose also, because you have constructed your speech beautifully as the lessons that you have learned. The first lesson is what you give, you take up. And the second lesson that you have learned from your father, where during your childhood you have spent adventurously, you have spent throughout your state of Madhya Pradesh interacting with multifaceted people, and you have learned that your friends only is going to shape your character. So that was your second lesson. And the third lesson, a very important lesson that you have learned from your girlfriend, that you need to do your duty and keep moving and not to wait for anything else. Success will follow you. So I would like to say that Toastmaster Hemant, you have learned, because life is mysterious, it keeps teaching us new lessons every day, and we have to take the lesson, implement that in our life, and we have to proceed, and success will follow. So I would say that you have learned very powerful lessons at your younger age. If you try to implement that, you will definitely be a very successful person. So my recommendations for you is, though the content of your speech was very good, you abruptly concluded, you didn't have a good conclusion, so you abruptly concluded your speech. So you would have just added some quotes that would have made your speech very interesting, and spending some time to rehearse your speech will definitely add values to your speech. So to sum up, overall it was a very good constructed speech with a good flow, adding certain extempore in your speech and certain modifications such as conclusions will definitely make you a good speaker. All the very best for your future speeches. Over to the
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Pravada. I believe nowadays Medley is becoming more health conscious by inviting more DTMs to join the club. I mean Dr. Toastmasters. We are having more Dr. Toastmasters in Medley than ever. The next person, though he is not officially a qualified doctor, he is also a doctor by certain other means, and his wife is also a dentist, by the way. The next evaluator, Toastmaster Dharan, is a fitness coach. He dispels the darkness of health issues with his students, and he is qualified in sports biomechanics and kinesiology. I'm sorry about my pronunciation, I'm not from that field. So he is so interested in making people fit. Now let us see how he finds the speech to be fit as per Toastmasters objectives. Welcome, Toastmaster.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my fellow speaker, Toastmaster Sandhya. First of all, give a big round of applause for completing the icebreaker speech. We can use humility and self-confidence as master weapon to inspire the world through education and dispel darkness from people's life. The powerful message I got from your speech. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Sandhya. So the story was from Trichy to Chennai, and it evolved how you people came and how you got inspired from your parents and how you are going to inspire the world. That's how you articulated the entire story. The words were very simple and we can easily understand that, and we can connect with you from the beginning to the end. It was really wonderful. Let me tell you the highlights of your speech. The eye contact. Eye plays a major role in communication. If you know to deliver emotion in your eyes during your verbal communication, you are a master communicator. And kudos to you, Toastmaster Sandhya. You have done perfectly that, because when you started to deliver your speech, I could see that your eyes were speaking, the emotions. When you spoke about your father, hard work from a harbor person to a salesperson, and your mother's self-confidence, I saw the reality and I saw the emotions as well. Kudos to you. Next, the use of stage. You anchored yourself like a strong pillar, started to deliver your speeches without any flaws, and I could see your body was still and your toes were straight as well. As a fitness person, we see the stable lower body. The body was stable and you started to rotate from this side to this side and this side to this side without any flaws, without any nervousness. That shows your sincerity and hard work and passion as well. Third thing is gestures. You not only spoke through mouth, your entire body spoke about your parents and passion. That's the powerful speakers, that's what the powerful speakers do. So my recommendation, this is the icebreaker speech, so where you have to speak more about yourself, right, instead of your parents and all those stuff. So if you speak about more about yourself, we'll know about you, so it will help us to network more, and that's my recommendation. To sum up myself, you are a perfect, certified, motivational speaker, good to go. All the very best.
Thank you very much. Ignite the fire in yourself to dispel the darkness was his theme. I think he aptly quoted this in his evaluation indirectly. Again, one more doctor in the next speech, but she is a different doctor. She is the one who's going to create darkness in her patients. On a lighter note, she's an anesthetist. So she takes the patient and zoom, she creates the darkness in him. He feels flat till the operation is over. Then, I believe in any surgery, you will remember, anesthetist is the first person who comes and wakes up the patient, brings him back to the life, dispels the darkness created by their own self and bring them back to life. Toastmaster Prasannavani, who feels you should be the source of light to dispel the darkness and do not depend on any external source. Welcome Toastmaster Prasannavani for your evaluation.
Thank you, DTM Guru, for this wonderful introduction. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing, said Mark Twain. I could not agree with him more after listening to Toastmaster Venkataseshan's speech. Sorry, did I say listen? After seeing Toastmaster Venkataseshan's speech, I could see the events unfold in front of my eyes through his beautiful gestures, through his demonstrative body language. Let me deal with it on two aspects, content and delivery. He had an authentic content which he derived from his daily life, from incidents which happened in his own life, and which were simple incidents which could have happened in anybody's life. And the story was beautifully weaved. He created a suspense. I was wondering, what did the son say? What is puffer? Even I didn't understand. I was waiting for him to break the suspense. But you beautifully took up the suspense until you said it means professor. The message was quite strong. You said humor comes from out-of-the-box thinking. That was inspiring to many of us. And the message was ended on an inspiring note. You banished our fears on attempting a humorous speech. Coming to the delivery part, the start was curious. When you started counting, I was wondering, what is he doing? You left us curious at that point. And the language was descriptive. And the gestures were demonstrative. I could see when you said your wife was using the WhatsApp, when your son was crying, you enacted it, used dialogues rather than just narrating all the incidents that happened. And the metaphors were beautifully said. When you said lightning speed, when you compared some incident to Glenn McGrath, all the metaphors were beautifully etched in our mind. And the vocal variety, the tone went up and down at the appropriate places and the pitch varied. We could almost hear a small boy crying when you enacted that scene. And the humor you used was self-deprecating. That is the best form of humor to use. When you commented about the IT consultant, when you say about you using the word so, the humor was well appreciated. To take this wonderful speech a notch higher, here are a few of my suggestions. While your gestures were good throughout, in the interim period, you used a closed gesture like holding your hands in front. That many feel doesn't go well. So you should try to use some kind of open gesture during that intermittent period. I also felt a bit more pause could have been given after every joke. When you said your son's crying stop, that was the biggest relief. Or when the professors got many clap. I got the joke, but it came after you went on to the next point. Maybe that could be a reason why the laughters were comparative less. If you had given a bit more pause, then there would have been more laughters. It takes some time for the joke to sink in and for us to respond. And there were two incidents. It would have been a bit better if the incidents were linked together rather than sending it as two separate incidents. The last line was a little hurried, maybe because you saw the timer card. And the beginning scene which you said, there was somebody coming and waking you up in the night, that was not connected in the end. Overall, it was a wonderful speech with authentic content, well laced with humor, beautiful messages, and left us inspired and entertained. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. I hope the anesthetist awakened some of the sleeping elements in your speech and made you better now. At last, I have a non-doctor Toastmaster now. The last evaluator of this series is Toastmaster Ranga, our past president. Just what I remember whenever I think of Ranga is being meticulous and sincere to whatever he does. He always understands what is the process and follows it by the book consults his mentors or any other person he seems worth consulting. He doesn't shy away from asking queries or questions to others. He ran his session as a president of this Toastmaster by following the principles of Toastmaster very meticulously and consulting everyone. And he also dispelled a small darkness I had in my mind. I was very curious about the calendar months of the year, particularly about this month, October, on which our president seemed to be very fond of. He said, Octo means 8 in Latin. But how come October became the 10th month? I had this doubt. Today, he just ignited and dispelled that darkness. He said January and February were forcibly inserted by someone at some point of time. Then whichever was July and August, because of Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar, and because of which suddenly October had to move 2 places away and it became the 10th month. Thank you for that, and we welcome for your evaluation of the last speaker, Toastmaster Saravana.
Thank you. Easy speak. I thought it was a grammatical error till I realized what this was about. Easy speak is something that makes our life that much simpler. So Toastmaster Saravanan gave us an informative speech about Easy Speak, a web-based system that helps members chart out their roles for Medley. It banished all doubts that one could have had about booking a slot for 2 months in advance. Toastmaster Saravanan prompted questions from the audience by asking how many of us use Easy Speak, even though just about 25 to 30% of us had used it. He had all the answers to the questions posed and mentioned time and again how easy it was, not only for the speakers or not only for the role players, but even for the ex-com to chart out a path for the next few weeks and make their lives much simpler. He also explained the many types of statistics that could help the ex-com for about the various roles played by the members at some points in time. We all now know where to go if we have any doubts about Easy Speak. However, I have a couple of recommendations. Most of the time was spent on explaining about Easy Speak, but it could have been better if there was a summary at the end of the speech so that members could have caught on to a few of the items and then ask questions which could have helped them. More time could have been allotted for the questions as the speech ended rather abruptly. If these two were taken care of, I think this would have been a top-notch speech. Best wishes for your future speeches.
Well, you heard the specific evaluations given by one set of people. So before we move on to the general evaluation from the other team, may I request timer to announce the names of the qualified evaluators.
All are qualified.
Please read all the 4 names.
Okay. Toastmaster Dr. Pravda, Toastmaster Dharan, Toastmaster Dr. Prasannavani, Toastmaster Ranga. All are qualified evaluators.
I'll give you some 10 seconds to mark your ballots on the best evaluator whom you feel. TT ballot was not announced, right? So may I, with your permission? Okay. If you're done with it, may I ask timer to announce the names of all qualified TT speakers, table topics speakers.
Among table topic speakers, Toastmaster Suhail, Toastmaster Rajesh Shagu, guest Neelakandan, guest Suresh are the qualified speakers.
Please vote among these 4, whomever you feel as.
I'll repeat, sir.
Suresh.
Suhail.
Suhail. Please vote among the best among these 4, please. I'll give you some 10 seconds for this. Yeah, move on to the second part of the evaluation, which is general evaluation by a team, starting with the timer. We are back to doctors again, series of doctors. And this Toastmaster timer is a doctor by profession, MBBS, MD, and a physiologist. And she's also a professor and head of the department in Satyabama Dental College. So she feels for everything we are doing in life, if we feel afraid or feel inhibited due to certain situations occurring around us, just kill them, come out of it. That's how you dispel the darkness surrounding you. Over to you, timer, for your timer report.
Good evening once again. Congratulations to all the speakers. Among the prepared speakers, all are on time. Toastmaster Hemant, he completed his speech in 5 minutes 54 seconds. Toastmaster Sandhya, she completed in 4 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Venkataseshan, he completed in 7 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Saravanan, he completed in 20 minutes and 20 seconds. So all have completed within the given time. Next, coming to evaluation, Toastmaster Dr. Pravda completed her evaluation report in 2 minutes 55 seconds. Toastmaster Dharan completed his report in 2 minutes 19 seconds. Toastmaster Dr. Prasannavani completed her report in 3 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Ranga sir completed his report exactly on 2 minutes. So congratulations, all have completed on time. Coming to table topic speech, Toastmaster Sohail and Toastmaster Rajesh Shagu both completed on same time, that is 1 minute 20 seconds. Guest Neelakantan completed in 1 minute 52 seconds and guest Suresh completed in 2 minutes 12 seconds. Thank you, sir. By this, I completed the report.
Your good name? Huh? That's again.
Can you spell it, please?
Shreyas.
Sorry,
So it's our member. The first speaker is our member.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I'll correct it.
Thank you very much, timer. Well, you heard the timer. Now we move on to the next general evaluation team member, who is the R counter, Toastmaster Rajesh Sahu. He is from an organization that is meant for dispelling the darkness. Disney star. He is a chartered accountant by profession and a food lover, and he also says knowledge seeker. Who cares? Food lover is the best thing that you have. He feels knowledge is power. With knowledge, you can dispel all the darkness and stigmas that are around you. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajesh Sahu.
Thank you, Ji. Good evening. I think the darkness was dispelled well. Today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and clean speeches. Let's congratulate Sandhya, guest Neelakantan, Prasannavani, Dharan and Ranga for the clean speeches. Venkataseshan had one time show, else it was a clean speech. Guest Lakshmi Narayan has one time else it was a clean speech. Pravda has 2 times and Hemant had 4 times then 4 times like and 2 times. Saravanan has two times so, 1 time I mean. Guest Shreyas has 3 times 1 time I think, 1 time Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
I really appreciate Rajesh Sahu. In spite of Toastmaster Venkataseshan's physics professor so many so's, he still could identify one so that was not associated with so many so's. Good job over there. Now we come to the last member of this general evaluation team, who's the grammarian of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Saurirajan. He himself is an icon of dispelling the darkness. I'm not flattering him over here. He's a Toastmaster of decades of experience, both in India and abroad, and he has helped a lot of Toastmasters and clubs and areas and divisions come out of their inhibitions and become best over there. Over to you, DTM Sampath.
Thank you and good afternoon, G. Good afternoon, friends. As I said, though I got a lot of things written, I will only give the gist of it. I am quite glad that the word of the day was well used by many people. I could give the names T. Modi Renu and Toastmaster Sandhya, Toastmaster Venkateshan, Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. 3 chairs, he used it 3 times. And then Toastmaster Pravda, Toastmaster Prasannavani and Toastmaster Ranga. Maybe I have left something because sometimes the audibility was a little poor. Theme of the day was used by Venkateshan. One more person, Toastmaster Dharan. But the one who championed the theme of the day is our general evaluation. He used it many times in different forms. So thank you and congratulations. This is a small challenge we pose ourselves. And today deliberately I brought that paper then and there and gave. See, in some clubs they are putting it 3 days back. Then the charm of trying then and there is gone. So people incorporate it in the prepared speech and then by heart it and come here. That is not the word of the day. Anyway, today overall the flow of the language was good and overall grammar was good also. The 2-3 very common errors which are committed were found today also. The 2 of them I will mention, I will not tell the names specifically. One is mixing of present tense and past tense. This happens particularly when you are in the story mode or something, you are narrating something, you start narrating in past tense in between some present tense creeps in, this type of thing happens. The other one which is very common and in fact it spoils the accuracy of language many times is the correct use of the correct preposition. Correct preposition is not used or sometimes preposition is not at all used. I will tell you, explain me. It is, what should be? Explain to me. Share me, people are commonly using. Share with me. If you share me, of course I am lot of it is there with me. We can share it. But share with me. There are lots of such cases where prepositions are omitted and the wrong preposition. Even today I had noted something. For example, cultivated me was a usage. It can be a right usage, but in that context it should be cultivated in me. That in was missing. So my message is twofold today. All of you, irrespective of whether you committed such mistakes today or not, think about it a little bit, how you can avoid mixing present tense and past tense, how you can specialize in the preposition. Use of preposition is very well documented, even from the net you can find a lot of good examples. And now coming for the good usages which I have noted, which are also quite a few. The Toastmaster Sandhya had lots of good usages. One I really loved is, branch is full of flowers, it always bends. A great simile for the thought she was talking about humility. And then master weapon is a master kindness. Because we got all type of weapons, deadly weapons, everything, but a master weapon is more like a positive tool you use. It's not a negative one. Loving, caring and sharing, the triad which Toastmasters are quite fond of, though the alliteration was not there in this. Do not compare yourself with anyone. This is a frequently heard thing in Toastmasters, but it's worth repeating and remembering again. Goals and aspirations, cognizance. The pull method and push method, I really like that. Actually, it is happening. Because if the Toastmasters, in Toastmasters also, where we come voluntarily for learning, we are still expecting to be treated as customers. The other fellow is the supplier. He has to do something extra to win our attention, attract our referred custom. This is not true. When I come here as a Toastmaster, I should go and try to learn. So the pull method need not be there. You should push yourself and do it. Thank you. I enjoyed it briefly.
Thank you very much for your detailed analysis and advice to the Toastmasters. But of course, sir, I am the first one to use the word of the day the moment you announced it, but you did not tell my name. Kidding. Okay. Kidding. Okay, before I go on to the final session by me, please vote for the best tag player, timer, counter, and grammarian of these three. Timer is Toastmaster Anuradha, counter is Toastmaster Rajesh Shahu, grammarian is DTM Sampath Sarirajan. Please vote for one among these three whom you feel as the best tag player. I'll give you 10 seconds for doing that.
Can you repeat the names?
Timer Toastmaster Anuradha, counter Toastmaster Rajesh Sahu, grammarian DTM Sampath Sarirajan. Only one among them. Still role players. No, still one more. What is that? The role player ones. This is physical now, so it's going to be like this. Well, one last time, dispelling the darkness from my side, I'm going to give my final evaluation report, overall evaluation report of this whole meeting, how it was conducted. Of course, Toastmasters meetings do have some amount of darkness always looming around, unknown, uncontrollable, and unavoidable. Well, first thing is time. Did we dispel? Unfortunately, the meeting started 5 minutes late. It started at 15:00 instead of 14:55. There were reasons, but of course, it's an observation made by this. TMOD made a very good introduction about the theme of the day and properly introduced every session and also every speaker. When he completed his, he or she completed his speech and went off, she summed up the speech, gave a small epilogue of the speech just to encourage that speaker. That was very good in every speaker as well as a role player. And the speeches, I really loved every speeches, right from the beginner's icebreaker to a master's 20-minute session. Everything was good. The hostel story and the kachori of your native place and powerful weapon by Toastmaster Sandhya and the consultant who can solve anybody and everybody's problem. We know Ponniyin Selvan 1 is released and Ponniyin Selvan 2, PS1, PS2 are going to be released in sequel. First time in Toastmaster I am seeing VS1 released last week, Venkatesation 1, VS2 being released this week. It's a unique attempt of releasing speech in sequence. I appreciate this. Of course, I had taken a note that our counter needs to be careful in the source. He really caught it. I had taken a note during your speech itself. Last one, somebody introduced me as a veteran in Toastmasters, right? You introduced me. No, he is almost 4 years senior to me in Toastmasters, and that shows how much hard work he had made in first understanding the process of Toastmasters, then understanding a technology that's coming, how to merge the process with the technology. The speech was very good, Saravanan. More than your project, it was helpful to all the members as well. Then, of course, the innovative TT. There were some choices. At some time, people would have felt I would have taken normal topic itself, yeah. Because I am making my own deathbed. I am selecting a group here, and you are killing me in that group itself. But however, it was interesting. People didn't feel the challenge. They came here, they boldly delivered these speeches. But I have one small observation. You were being very nice to the audience. TT Master, I have given you a topic, you have to speak. TT is not fun and games, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. TT is your life. In your day-to-day life, in your college, in your office, in your business, are you giving a prepared speech to your customer or your students? No. Right from, there could be an unwarned appraisal happening. There could be an unannounced client meeting. There could be a policeman catching you without a helmet on the road, or you could be arriving home late with a frowning wife at the door. Every moment you need table topics knowledge. So I have given you a topic, you have to talk. I appreciate you are trying to be very polite with some of the newbies, but let us go strong on this. Otherwise, topics were great. And evaluators, I really appreciate. You just did not come and give a formal evaluation. Your opening was good, your body was weak, your ending was no. You had points to listen, and you also gave examples of what you feel, why you feel so, and many of you also gave examples of how it could have been made better. A good dissection of the speech. It was almost like an evaluation contest today. I watched all the evaluators, they were doing very good. Is that all? There are also some amount of darkness I still want to be dispelled. Of course, first one is meeting started late, and I think guest entered and he voluntarily introduced himself to us. As per our Toastmasters culture, there should be someone to look for such guests and receive them whenever there is a guest. I don't know, maybe I made a mistake, but please make sure that whenever a newcomer comes into Toastmasters, there is someone, because I remember my first day, I did not even know who that was. And he came in as if he knows me for a lifetime. He said, welcome, welcome, welcome. I said, okay sir, who are you? Then he said, I am a Toastmaster here, welcome to our meeting. I still remember that person. So that is one of the cultures over here. And there were some murmurs throughout the meeting I was hearing. And this hall also echoes a lot. So whenever you have a point to make, please use sheets and papers, or just take the other person outside of the hall, because that murmur is getting amplified in this hall, is disturbing the main performer on the stage. Please try to avoid such murmurs. And one small another suggestion is, evaluators, please don't say my target speaker. The target speaker is a bad word we caught up from the contests. In contests, everyone is attending one target speaker, so they use the word. Here you are a friend. You are here to advise, suggest, improve other person's speech. Just avoid. It's not a rule, it's not a mistake, but don't use that word as much as possible. And there is a culture that whenever a word of the day is uttered by someone, we are supposed to clap. I could not see, me and Renu were clapping sitting over there. Of course, if you all had clapped, that would have amplified a lot, but I could not see a lot of claps. Or at least we can go for some other culture in some corporate clubs. They don't clap because it disturbs other people working in the hall. So they simply show something like this. At least we'll follow, because that speaker should know that his sudden usage of the word of the day is watched and encouraged by the audience. He will get motivated. So that, let us have this. And in speeches, again, every speech, it could be project speech, TT speech, evaluation speech, it's a culture that you address either the Toastmaster of the day or the G. You remember in your normal speeches also, Talevar avargale, Selalar avargale in Tamil, and even in Tamil there is a president or manager or something like that. That addressing was missing in many of the speeches today. People just came here, start delivering a speech. You please learn to address the key people in the hall or the podium, then address the general audience. Then, or you could do it even in the middle. Normally, we open with a surprise element of a quote or a question, then say, dear Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, friends, etc. But don't forget to address those things. Otherwise, my comeback is really a boom. I really enjoyed being the general evaluator of the day. With this, I thank you very much for this opportunity and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Aditi and Guru Prasad. Now this brings us to the end of the meeting, and the reason I brought up this dispel the darkness at all is because depression is becoming a pandemic now, and that is the reason why I brought up this theme of the day. And now I invite presiding day officer of the day, TM Sarvanan, to take over the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Some last balance to be honest.
Yeah, sure. Okay, fine. So you have one more thing that needs to be dispelled. Okay.
One more word?
Yeah, one more word. Best role player, that is TMOD Renu, GE DTM Guru Prasad, and then TT Master TTM Thomas Abraham. So we'll give 10 seconds for you to And once you're done, you can hand it over to Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rajesh. I think we have to dispel some darkness over there.
You take headphones off.
Well, what a session we had. 4 speeches. When was the last time we had 4 speeches? It was quite a while. I don't remember. So I take this opportunity to recognize some of the first-time role players. Toastmaster Sandhya, as well as Toastmaster Keman. Please come here.
Please go.
And they need a photo session also, please. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Actually, the procedure is
Yeah.
Correct.
2 chairs. Come here.
Hemant.
You're supposed to sit. They're all supposed to stand and give an ovation. Please.
Right? It's for you to sit.
Now it's time for us to get the feedback from our guests. Can you please come over here and share your feedback?
It's time, no time apart.
No, I first off, I appreciate the punctuality with which the meeting was conducted. So I won't take too long. I will wrap up fast, because if I go home too late, my wife will banish me. So this is my first Toastmasters meeting. Like I said, absolutely no idea what Toastmasters was. I have to say, I totally enjoyed your session. Going blank, not knowing what to think, what to talk. It's been so long since I had that feeling, right? So one special thanks. It reminded me of my 7th standard geography class where Meenakshi madam asked me to come and read. And I read it so fast. She's like, why are you in such a hurry? Please slow down, think, relax. So I enjoyed that butterflies in the stomach feeling. So thank you, especially for that. And I was amazed at the hours you put in. Apart from the job you have, I understand you would have used WordPress or something like that to build the website. But it's like hours and hours and hours of your personal time to maintain the website. So like, hats off to your passion and that was many times I was bewildered, right? The number of hours you both should have put in. Prepare this meeting on top of having jobs and running homes. It's like, oh man, I don't know. The dedication and passion that you're having is something really amazing. So those were my first thoughts. Definitely I'll be back. The gentleman said the next meeting is going to be Zoom meeting. No, I will not come for that.
I'm next.
It's here.
Oh, here. Fine. Because I have banished these Zoom meetings.
No,
That's a different meeting, a contest happening, not a meeting.
I see. So face-to-face meetings, definitely I'll be there. Especially, I know I sucked in this TT session. So I want to do that again and again. I know I sucked. I want to do that again and again. It's very surprising, right? Because once you go back and say it, I know, oh, I should have said this. So gravity, right? Gravity. So why didn't you think of levitation? I could have, spawned a whole story where I was in a laptop, everything went up. So that I really enjoyed, being in the limelight and having that butterflies in the stomach feeling. I really look forward to those sessions. Thank you. I will definitely be coming. And I forgot. And your talk I thought was brilliant. It's not an icebreaker, it's a glacier breaker, right? So much of confidence. I really enjoyed how you referred to your parents and the word you use, gratitude, humbleness. So hero, super.
Definitely. Thank you for your feedback, and please keep coming often. Yeah, yourself, Mr. Neelakandan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can come here and then share your feedback.
Want me to?
You can share the feedback.
Once again, I stand before you. It was Greek and Latin. Now at least I know some alphabets of that. I am trying to understand the procedural formalities and trying to realize the grammar of the whole situation. I am from media. So how you know the total media, how it is so disintegrated, and that nothing like grammar, there is nothing like discipline, there is nothing like bias, everything is untrue, everything is only opinion, there is nothing like formidable, truth is never triumphing. So that way you find here something is happening, people are made to think in a constructive way, do something useful to the society, that I will be too happy to be a part of this situation.
Thank you very much for sharing your feedback, and please come here often. And yourself, please.
I would like to first say that I have visited this club once in 2019, August or July, I'm not sure. So that time this was a combined meeting with Chennai Speakers Forum, and this was in IIT Madras Research Park. And unfortunately I didn't join this club because the route was very complicated for me, and it would have taken me 1.5 hours just for a single journey. So after that I joined Chennai Speakers Forum because the route was easier, because there was just a single train to be taken from Gindi to Kodambakkam or to Egmore. From there it was a walk, but there was this similarity that so both the Toastmaster clubs have, almost all the Toastmaster clubs, like wherever you go you will have the same atmosphere, the same vibe. I don't know how to put it, but you will have a sense of belonging no matter which club you go to. The people will be the same, even though they are not the same. They will treat you like how you will be treated in your parent club. I look forward to come to this club. It was an exciting news for me when you said that you are ditching Zoom forever, because I didn't want to. That's the reason I didn't attend Toastmasters for the last 2 or 3 years, because of the Zoom meeting. And I wish to come, and I will come for sure.
Thank you for joining. Actually, the route may be difficult, but pathways is easy. So now it's time for looking at who the best performers for today are. The best role player goes to DTM Guru sir.
Yes.
The best TT speaker goes to Toastmasters Shuhai. Dispelling the darkness.
Yes.
The best tag role player goes to DTM Sampal.
This is not for talking much about grammar.
The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Sandhya. The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Dharan. with this, we have come to the end of the meeting, 698, and with the sound of this gavel, I declare the meeting closed.
Snacks.
Yeah.
And there are snacks awaiting for all of us.
Saravan, one solution, why don't we go still with the Google Forms for this?